everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. It's special and it's also official because we have someone from Top Chef here with us today who's going to talk to us because this is a real podcast that Tom Colicchio told us to do, and this person will confirm that. We have today Harold Dieterle. Hi, Harold. How are you?
Come on, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for
joining us.
Thank you for
being here.
Yeah, man.
We wanted to talk to you a little bit about your experience on Top Chef and specifically your experience with Restaurant Wars, the beginning of Restaurant Wars. This is the first season, everything kicked off. But we want to first start with telling you that that Tom Colicchio did tell us to do this podcast. He emailed
specifically
us and told us to do it. He gives us little inside tips. So if we ever say something that you're like, oh, I didn't think that was like public knowledge, that was behind the scenes, it's because Tom told us.
Yeah.
All right. I love it.
Great.
And next time, if this doesn't go well, next time I see Tom, we go fishing, I'm going to throw him overboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
Let him know that we're doing a great job, even if it's bad. So we wanted to first ask you a very general question about your time on Top Chef. And that is, do you feel cheated by the fact that you didn't get Padma as the host?
No, I didn't. I mean, Katie Lee was, she didn't at the time come across great via video, but she was very charming, very witty, very interesting, super intelligent, smart, beautiful, sexy. So I didn't feel cheated at all. I really enjoyed my time with Katie Lee. And then, I've been on the show a couple other times with Padma as the host, and she's phenomenal as well. Has a lot of, hosting and TV experience that Katie Lee probably didn't have. But I know Katie Lee maybe didn't come across on TV as well as Padma does, but I had a great experience with Katie Lee.
Do you think she got cheated by not getting to do more? Like she could have had a better run?
I mean, that's kind of above my pay grade, especially at the time where coming on the show, I had zero TV experience whatsoever. But I just know, I watched my episodes, and I didn't have an issue with Katie Lee at all. And again, I might be biased because I know her as a person, and I find her to be extremely interesting.
That's fair. Yeah. We watching it, I think it could just be no one is great on the show. Tom isn't quite there yet, and it's all just it's like the first season, and you feel that.
Yeah, it was a total shit show. Nobody knew what to expect. It was a total we were making food the first couple episodes, and they wanted to treat it like it was Project Runway, where they wanted to shoot each dish for 10 minutes, 15 minutes before the judges got to taste it. And eventually, Tom had a lot to do with the production value of the show and had to make it run seamlessly and say, listen, they need to start making 2 dishes. We'll taste one, you guys shoot one. And that seemed to work much better.
Okay. So while they're shooting everything, they're eating the first dish that you've made, so they'd get it hot and ready to go. I always wondered that.
Yeah, and that happened. That didn't happen until maybe the second or third episode, because I remember the first episode where we had to create our signature dish or whatever it was, and we all had our hotel style clasps that were over the plates, and we're all I remember looking at Tom because I was a sous chef at the time in a New York restaurant, and Tom had his craft empire at the time. We're like, my goodness, we feel like we're in some shitty 1980s hotel right now with these stainless steel clasps lifting them up off the plate. There's some work to be done here.
Yeah, Tom helps us out in that way too with our podcast. Because to be honest, it was a shit show in our first few episodes, which we considered re-recording because they were so bad. But he is good about sending, advice back to us. His suggestion was stop talking over one another. Everything you guys are saying, it's over one another. So maybe just talk separately. And that helped us a lot. So.
Yeah, I vetoed that, but they said that that's probably better for the audio, that we don't talk over each other. Mm-hmm. I thought it keeps camaraderie if we're just
otherwise we're reliving the presidential debate from the other night. We don't want that.
Ooh,
Exactly.
Yeah.
We do not want that.
Yeah. No, those were two grown adults talking.
Yeah, well, maybe 1.25 at least.
To get away from politics.
Yeah, Brian, anytime politics gets brought up, he gets so scared.
Brian is allergic to politics.
Okay.
Doctor, and the doctor said, whatever you do, this rash is from you talking about like political scene. Stop talking about politics.
So it's on the back of my neck when it happens. And it's
thought
like,
it was
it's like
shingles.
hard. I thought it was shingles. And they were like, no, it's not shingles. And I was like, well, what is it? And they were like, oh, it's like allergic reaction to politics. And I was like, oh, that's crazy, but it's true. And a doctor told me that.
Yeah.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. I'll try and keep it buttoned up from here on out.
Yeah, just I'm undecided.
All right.
Oh no.
No, everyone who's listening to this.
None of us are undecided.
We all know who we're voting for. I'm just not going to say it.
We're all writing in Kanye West. All right. So the next question, I want to ask you about Restaurant Wars. So in that episode, you win the quickfire. So this is the first time they do Restaurant Wars. What was it like going into Restaurant Wars after they announce it, and whatever happens here, I'm fine. Like, what was your mindset going in? Because you look relaxed in the episode, which I kind of feel like is why they didn't show a lot of you in the episode.
Did I have immunity? I don't think I ever got immunity.
No, you did. Restaurant Wars, you won the quickfire, yeah.
I think he just got a sandwich.
Yeah, I got a sandwich and a shitty craft hat.
Yeah, but you couldn't be eliminated. You were the only person who couldn't be eliminated.
I don't think I had immunity.
You didn't?
I think they might say that no one has immunity in that.
Yeah, I
that
think
was
that
the
was
next
immunity.
episode.
Listen, Jamal, I can't work on these if you really if you're gonna start questioning me, you gotta have info buttoned up here, right?
Oh boy.
I'm just joking. I seriously don't think I had immunity. I think it was here's a hat and a hoodie, and you get your sandwich on the San Francisco wherever it was, somewhere on the West Coast they had an opening. So I don't think I had immunity.
Oh, okay.
But to touch up on that, I think the reason why I felt comfortable was, it was very bizarre at the beginning of the show, the season, not cooking in front of a camera. And I felt like from that moment on, I was finally kind of starting to get my legs and starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. And I knew I was going to be going into the kitchen, and, the disastrous battles between Dave and Tiffany that took place. I didn't even have to worry about that, because I knew I was just going to be I'm going to put a button-on shirt, I'm going to go in the kitchen, I'm going to cook, and I'm going to let the two of them battle it out.
It kind of seemed like that's how you played the entire game of Top Chef. Early on, you were just I just want to cook. These are all stupid challenges. I don't want to do them.
Yes.
And it worked. I mean, you were just I'm just going to cook my food, and this is silly. But I think in one of the episodes, I forget which one it was, I think you say it outright. You're just oh, okay, I need to sell this food and to do this stuff, and that's how this game is played. And it's okay, now everyone's kind of getting the show, because at first you were just I don't want to do this.
No, I mean, the first couple episodes kind of sucked. The first episode was fine, we're making a signature dish, and then I was in my late 20s, and I thought this was going to be a serious cooking competition, and we're making food for kindergartners, and then we're shopping at a fucking gas station. I'm what are we doing here?
I had a question about that. Did it feel like they just, when you guys went out and they told you to go to a gas station, did it feel like they just made that up on the fly? Something fell through? And
I don't think so. I think they're I don't know. I mean, again, the show has certainly evolved to the point of it's a machine now. But at the time, it felt like there was some stuff they're all right, we're gonna try and make this a little bit of a fish out of water scenario and see how everybody handles it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they nailed that when they asked you guys to make sexy dishes. So
yeah,
we
went to what was it, the S&M or Drag Queen Club or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember what. I think RuPaul was there or something. I don't remember.
Yep, RuPaul was there. Right. Everything you need that has to do with cooking good food.
Yeah. It picked up towards the end, though. We started it got much more serious at the end, which was good.
Yeah, I want to go back to what Brian said about you, like letting other people battle out, because you did that also in other episodes where like you're at the judges table and you let other people hang themselves. Like you just were like, oh, I'm like, you didn't get into the middle of the argument of trying to figure out who's going to cans. Like you were just like, these people want to like argue about what happened in the kitchen is fine. But you took a lot of the times you took credit for like doing something bad in the kitchen. You're like, yeah, I messed up. But other people were like trying to find excuses, and you just let them hang themselves with their as they're like telling a long
I mean,
story.
it got a little. There were times when it for sure got ugly. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was so much your strategy of it, but I was just like, I'm also like quite laid back in certain to some degree, and like in those type of scenarios, like there was a lot of strong personalities that like wanted the camera time.
Yeah.
And I went on the show to get some press and to also cook, because I'm like, at the time I was a bit of a sports nut and enjoyed the aspect of competing. So like, challenging myself and going up against other people. I wanted to see how I could fare in that department.
Well, a tangent to that, because you said the word nut, and it made me think of Steven as a character on the show.
Yes.
That's right.
Can you confirm or deny a theory we have that Steven is
a nut in the best possible way.
So that's our question: was Steven a real character on the show? Is that a real person, or is that someone
who is a real 100% person who is not turning it on for the camera?
Wow. That's a big revelation on this, because like we were working on the assumption that Steven was character actor Bryan Cranston playing the part of Steven, because it seemed not real to us.
No. Steven there's no like on and off switch with Steven. You get it all the time. It's an amazing, he's actually like, he comes across as a little bit of a cocky douchebag, but he's also like really young, but he's a special guy and I love him and he's awesome. And he just didn't, he was really young. Was he 21, 22, 23? I don't remember how old he was. He was like ridiculously young on that. And he's grown up and matured, and he's super smart and passionate and extremely talented, and he's great.
You guys had a bit of a friendship, right, on the show?
Yeah, I think I tried to get along with, mostly everybody. I mean, there were a couple crazies that I wasn't, a couple of people I wasn't crazy about, but I tried to get along with almost everybody. Yeah.
We'll have, speaking of people who like stand out and that we loved on the show, is someone who didn't respond to my message when I asked him to be interviewed for that, and that was Miguel. And
that's surprising.
my question to you about Miguel is, do you think that you or him are more New York? Like, who's the most New York guy?
I mean, we're both born and bred here, and I mean, he's he's American Puerto Rican and American Italian. I mean, I can't answer that. I mean, what's New York? New York's a melting pot, right?
Yeah.
All different cultures and backgrounds and whatnot. So I don't know. I would say I'd say it's a tie.
Okay, that's fair. Do you think that do you think that the Fat Ass Snackmaster challenge was a legit sanctioned challenge and that he deserved to win it?
Yeah, I'll tell you. The interesting thing about Miguel, and he's a very talented cook. His mistake that he made was that he was watching food Steven was making. He was watching food I was making. He was watching food Leanne was making and Tiffany was making, and he was chasing us instead of sticking to his style. And I don't know, I felt the need and the urge to take him under my wing and do that, even though we were competing, which was one of the reasons why I wanted him on my team in the finals, because I had a sense that I was going to, go back to a duo of beef. And in the first episode, tasting his braised short rib, I knew he could make it very well, which was why one of the reasons why I brought him onto that. But Miguel is a very talented cook and really good. He just, he was chasing, and he wasn't cooking his food. He was chasing what everybody else was doing, in my opinion.
Is there anything? So, do you like to taste everyone's food? Like you're eating everyone's food and tasting everything?
Not. If you can, but not really. It's not like you get that opportunity. It's like the judges make taste the food, and then if there's an opportunity to do it, you do it, and then you find out if you're in the good bracket of judges table or the poor bracket of judges table.
Do they still make you make 2 dishes if you're making a cold dish?
Yeah, because they're shooting. There's multiple cameras. There's multiple teams of cameramen. So they're trying to do it. I mean, the episodes, how long it takes to shoot an episode is absurd.
I bet.
Judges table is hours long. It's really brutal. But yeah, so while one group of cameramen are shooting judges table, and setting judges table up, there's another group that are taking the cameras and focusing on the show plate, so to speak.
You mentioned being a sports nut. I'll take the sports part of that thing where Jamal jumped on the nut part. Are you watching the NBA finals?
I'm not a basketball fan, but baseball, football, hockey, tennis.
Are you a Yankees fan?
No, I'm a Mets fan.
Oh, I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, it's okay. Things are on the up now. Uncle Steve is going to come in and clean house.
Jamal has a lot. So Jamal is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. Does he have room to talk?
I mean, Tampa Bay's having a pretty good year. They just won the Stanley Cup, and their baseball team looks awfully good. But the Buccaneers, I mean, I don't know. Old man Tom should have retired.
What?
Oh no! And now
what?
Jamal.
Old man Tom.
I mean, he's in sick shape, and he's
still
a Hall of Famer, and come on.
He can still put the ball on a dime.
Okay, we'll see.
If you made a dish and held it up, and you said, "Tom, from 20 yards away, peg this dish with the football," he could do it.
I think he'll probably be able to do that.
Yeah.
Talking about Tom Colicchio?
Yep.
He's got a great arm.
A lot of guys have 2 avenues they can take in college, football, baseball. Tom was cooking and football.
Yep. Double majored. Let's see here. I have a question. This is a segment we want to do only with you. Of the 3 of us on the call right now, it's called Send Home, Add Foam, or Debone. Of the 3 of us, which one of us would you send home? Which one of us would you add foam? And which one of us would you debone?
Let's see. I'm going to send Jamal home.
Nice.
Oh, no.
Get out of here.
Nice. I love my guys.
Reeves is going to get add foam because his beard is wildly like mine is.
Wow.
Yes.
And Brian is going to get deboned.
I called that. I
that
said
went so
you were
well.
going to be deboned.
That went so well.
Okay, we're keeping that.
All right, that segment stuff.
So you ended up winning Restaurant Wars, which was really exciting. So the question that I have coming out of that final scene when they decide who's going to go to the film festival is, how do you pronounce the name of the film festival? Is it the Cannes Film Festival or the Cannes Film Festival? Because it's said multiple ways, and I got confused.
No idea. No idea.
Follow-up question: did you not want to go at all? Because you were just like, you were just like,
it was like, it wasn't that I didn't want to go. It was just like, it was like super. It was interesting because, like, all right, so like Tiffany, offered her, her intellectual property where this was her concept, which was very cool and very generous. So she was kind of like in my opinion, in kind of like a hybrid mode, and Dave like ran the front of the house and did an absolutely exceptional job. And I was just making food, which I love to do, and it was very easy, and I didn't feel like I had to, push my comfort zone at all. Like I just kind of stayed in the back. And the 2 of them, man, they just butt heads and such strong personalities that it was like incredibly uncomfortable. Just like watching the 2 of them like go at it. And then we like won, and then like they're in the kitchen like going at it. And I don't even remember if we like they showed all that, but like it was hairy, man. It was like really uncomfortable. The 2 of them were just like having at it.
Oh wow, they didn't show that part. I don't think of it like having tents before the judges table.
Yeah, because there was like this scene, right? There was this one scene when we were going shopping where they were like starting to like not be on the same page with one another. And again, I don't remember if they showed this, but like Tiffany like refers to herself as a bitch.
No, I don't think they did.
So like she referred to herself as that, and I was like, wow. I was like, that's like really interesting that you speak about yourself like that. And then later on the episode, like, Dave says, "I'm not your bitch, right?" The famous line.
Yeah.
So then, like, Tiffany gets insulted by that, obviously, and she's like, "I don't really appreciate you calling me that." And my point was like, okay, like I get that because that's insulting and it's not cool. But at the same time, like you referred yourself as a bitch earlier on, so like you're kind of like welcoming that type of talk.
Yeah.
It kind of takes the legs out of the confrontation a little bit, but it was heated for sure.
You can't, So it's like, I don't know. It was like they, at the time, at that specific time, and I don't know what the relationship is like. I hope it's better, and I'm sure it is. But like they were like, they were getting after it on each other. It's like it was like salt and it was like oil and water.
I want to be respectful of your time. I know we'd said 30 minutes. We're getting close to there, so I just want to.
I'm good.
Everyone aware.
I popped an edible and I'm having a gin. I'm good for a little bit.
Nice.
Hell yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Do you want me to take over, y'all? Should we talk about
Brian's gonna start a new podcast
on this fatty right
here. He's gonna call it Edible Audio. This is the Edible Audio podcast.
So I know that we're talking about Restaurant Wars. I did just want to like sneak. I gotta know because we've already watched the wedding episode and we gotta know. How far were you willing to go to get that fish from the meat counter? Like, what would you have, like, how far would you have taken this?
I mean, I probably would have called the manager over and, like, tried to negotiate something. I mean, ultimately, like, I felt like I was screwed because, like, we said salmon for the menu, and the salmon, just all of it looked like shit. It was just, like, that was the other thing, like, that was very frustrating about that was, like, we were shopping from supermarkets.
Yeah.
So like and like, look, even Tom will tell you, like, if you want to have a delicious meal, you have to start with good ingredients. And some of the episodes, like, we shopped at like Berkeley Bowl, which had like really great produce and stuff, but like some of the fish wasn't great. And then there was this like side by side, and we went there a couple times, like this meat shop and fish shop. They were like right next to each other, and they had awesome stuff. So it was. Again, they didn't really have it. They didn't have it really set up that well where, we couldn't always get great ingredients.
And the fish probably means a lot to you because you started in Mediterranean cooking, right?
No, not really. I mean, kind of a bit of everything. I mean, I've spent some time cooking in Thailand and Spain and Mexico and Italy, kind of like all over the place. But yeah, fish is, I'm a super avid fisherman, so it's fish. Having good fish is very important.
What's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
I got like I haven't broke 100. I haven't broke anything over 100 pounds. I think I caught like an 85-pound sailfish.
Well, so Jamal keeps telling us that he caught a fish that was like 10,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's possible.
No, it is because they don't let me finish and tell them that I caught it in a video game. So it's very possible. In Red Dead Redemption, you do catch a 10,000-pound fish at the end of the game. So it just takes a long time to catch it, but I did do it. So
well, there you go, Reeves.
There
you go. He put you in your place.
I guess he did. Just through confusion.
Reeves wanted to ask you a question about the sandwich that got going back to the sandwich that got added to the
Craft Witch's menu.
Yes. Reeves, do you want to ask that question?
Oh yeah, just how much money are you making off that bad boy right now?
I don't even think it's on the menu anymore.
Oh, that's disappointing. Well, do you know how long it was on the menu for?
I don't know, maybe a year. I don't think it was on for that long.
It looked really good.
I went there once and they had like a beet sandwich and it was really good.
Yeah, they make good sandwiches.
So we're supposed to talk about how I live blocks away from your current restaurant, 10 Hope.
I mean, it's just a consulting project, and I'm not involved in it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times the food media or press is quite lazy and take a lot of liberties with press releases.
Oh.
Well, that's good for us to clear up because we were being lazy too, and we just saw that your name was in some articles with it, so that's what we did.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a consulting project. I mean, they probably could say that I'm an owner or a partner, but that's not accurate. And
Okay, then I don't feel obligated to go. Then I don't feel like I have to.
No,
go.
I mean, you could go. I mean, it's nice. They do a good job, and it's got there's a nice outdoor area to eat. It's getting a little cold now for that, but I think the owner's putting heat lamps up out there. But yeah, no, the food's good. I was happy with how the menu turned out there for sure.
Is there anything from Top Chef that translated to real cooking that you took with you outside the show?
I mean, to some degree, like owning a restaurant is like Top Chef because it's like it's chaos every single day. Like you don't know what's going to get thrown at you. So I think the thing to take away from that is being flexible and being quick on your feet. And then the customers are the judges at the end of the day, right? So you got to try and make everybody happy and cook for your customers.
Back to sports. We're all over the place. We're great hosts. Do you remember when Terrell Owens cried on in front of the cameras with the whole like "that's my quarterback" thing for Tony?
Yeah, it's my quarterback. Yeah, for Tony Romo, sure.
Do you think that he was referencing when you said "that's my teammate" about Lisa when Lisa got sent home and you were very upset? He was referencing that.
I don't think he was.
Because the timing kind of lines up.
Yeah,
it does line up. I don't think the timing lines up on it.
Okay.
But I think, that was tough. That was a tough one. That was that judge from that episode, man. Mike, I don't remember his last name. He's such a dick.
Oh no.
Was that the where you guys did the tasting?
That was the Mission. We were in San Francisco and we did like a Mission street card episode.
Right.
And I forgot an ingredient for the episode. I left it back in the kitchen and the dish didn't really come together that well. And
the jicama.
The jicama, yeah. And ultimately they did send Lisa home, and I'm not so sure they should have, because it was kind of on me that I specifically forgot the jicama. And I mean, I was kind of the team leader of the episode and came up with the dish, and even if we did have the jicama, we could have still had the worst dish. So it was hard to watch her go home.
She seemed really nice. There was a lot of there were some nice people in this season.
Yeah, there were a lot
of nice people. It was a lot of fun. There were some people who were weird. I mean, you don't have to say weird. I know you don't want to talk about people, probably, but Ken Lee was a character. Was a weird guy.
Yes, he was.
We haven't finished the season yet. Does he come back and is he able to be picked when you pick your final teams?
No.
Okay.
No.
When Andrea comes back in episode 3, was there a chance it could have been Ken Lee? When Cynthia goes home early? When Cynthia has to go home to help her father?
Oh, I don't think so, because at that point he had completely pissed everybody off. We were, and here's some interesting off the record info. We were not off the record, but like off camera, not off the record.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not a good editor. This might be in.
Yeah. We were doing a press. No, it's on the record. It's off camera. We were doing like the promotional material for the whole season, the whole series, right? So this was probably, what episode how far into the show did we go to that S&M club, or the drag queen club?
That's
what episode was that?
That's the second episode.
That's 2, yeah.
So I think it was right after episode 2. We do this promotional stuff with the whole cast. And Ken's distaste for Steven hit an unbelievable pinnacle where Ken grabbed a couple eggs and literally smashed them right over Steven's head.
What?
Jeez.
Yeah, we're doing a fucking photo shoot, right? At that point, me and Tom grabbed him and basically took him away to another room. It was crazy.
So you and Tom grabbed him, did the New York thing, hemmed him up a bit, put him in another room, checked him.
Like he was like getting ready. He was ready to like pummel Steven. That's crazy.
Wait, wow. So Steven never said anything that made anyone want to hit him. So what happened?
Ken's a dick. I mean, he's just a dick, and it was like Him and Steven were going back and forth. Like Steven was calling him a loser and a failure and blah blah blah. You know, typical.
That sounds right.
I love that. I love Steven. Like he saw him doing his Krav Maga, and he was like, "I don't care. You're a loser."
And then like he was just being a dick, and like Candace was giving it to him too. I don't remember what she said, but he was just being an asshole, like straight point blank. Like he deserved like everything that was being said to him because he was just like completely ridiculous. And I'm also sure he was pretty embarrassed because he was the first person to get sent home, right?
Yeah.
Like that's that's the one thing you don't want to do. You just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And like he was talking about how talented he was and this and that, and like you know, his ego was like through the roof, and his food was like garbage.
Wow.
That's
wild. I think there's only one person who's been sent home faster than Ken, and that's the guy who like was sent home. Like the quickfire challenge was the opening of one of the episodes for one of the seasons, and that guy like was sent home by Tom immediately, like during a quickfire, like not even at the end of it. Yeah, for his knife skills. Like,
do you watch the show now, Harold?
I don't.
Did you ever watch it?
Good for you. Don't revisit that trauma.
Yeah, no, I did. I did for a couple of seasons. For a while, I was watching it and I was blogging on it. I was blogging about it each episode on Bravo, but just kind of got like, you know, it's like the never-ending story.
Yeah,
it just keeps going.
Yeah.
There was something we were supposed to do when we first started, but we'll do it now. Is when we start each episode, we say what we had for dinner the night before, and we try to do it like we're on Top Chef, which basically just means like what I have made for you at the beginning is what we do. It usually goes. I usually go third, and Jamal and Reeves will go first and second, and Harold will let you go last to prepare once you've seen what we've all done.
Okay.
Reeves, what did you have for dinner?
Okay, so I had a salmon curry, and then I sautéed some mushrooms and had that on the side. So,
what kind of mushrooms?
Is mushrooms? White mushrooms.
White button mushrooms.
That's right. Yep.
All right.
Right.
Let's
see if I can do better. All right. I had braised short ribs, sautéed with jewel yam, sweet potatoes, and garlic and black pepper tossed broccoli.
That sounds pretty good. How are the jewel yam sweet potatoes prepared?
They were sautéed in olive oil.
So what did you do? Did you blanch them first?
I did, yeah. So I boiled them, then put them in the cold water, and then put them in my pan with olive oil, ready to go.
Oh, nice. All right, sounds good.
So this is
Brian,
actually,
how about you?
This is actually great. So to let you in behind the candelabra a bit is that whenever we do this, I have almost always had DiGiorno pizza the night before. Almost like guaranteed. It's happened 6 out of 7 times. It keeps happening. However, last night I didn't have DiGiorno pizza. My wife and I cooked something that we cook all the time. I have prepared for you Instant Pot quinoa sweet potato chili. And it's good. It's very good. It's got red peppers in it, and it's got quinoa, obviously, and sweet potatoes. It's always very good. Last night it wasn't good. It was bland, and I don't know what we did wrong. We couldn't figure it out.
Wow.
Harold, what did we do wrong?
Salt?
So I tried putting salt afterwards. That kind of helped.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Did you forget like the other spices that like were supposed to go in it? There's probably like cumin and paprika and some chili powder or something like that.
So my wife at one point accidentally thinks she put too much chili in at once, so then didn't put any more in. So she thinks maybe she like didn't put enough in.
All right.
But I'm very proud of myself for not saying pizza.
That's good. I went out to dinner last night. I went to my friend Marco Canora's restaurant called Hearth in the East Village. And it was, I think, my second time out to dinner since since March, so it was fun to go catch up with him. Yeah, we had some really good food. We had a calamari salad with celery and green olives. We had a duck confit dish with Honeycrisp apples, mustard greens, some caraway seeds, and braised cabbage. We had some macaroni and pork ragu with some like crisp frizzles of rosemary and some fresh ricotta cheese on top. Yeah, it was a good meal.
So after you're hearing all of our meals, who would you say is the top chef of the podcast?
I got to go with Jamal on this one.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just wanted that.
Brian is a close second.
Yes.
No.
Wow, that's so funny because I'm an awful chef.
You know what it was, Reeves? You know what it was, Reeves? You were thinking about mushrooms.
I was
mushrooms?
considering going through the garbage to see what kind of mushrooms they were. My wife got the mushrooms. I have no idea.
Reeves, you got to work on your one-liners a little bit. It's got to roll off the tongue.
It's gonna go faster. Yeah, I got so nervous. I really was like, I should know what they were, but I didn't know.
Jamal broke out the jeweled yam line. It's like he's got a little bit of Steven in him. Like there's just a little bit, it's like the perfect amount of bullshit artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like perfect amount.
Yeah.
You need that when you're talking about the dish. It's perfect.
Exactly. I expect nothing less from myself.
We got it. So we'll let you go after this, unless Jamal and Reeves want to talk to you forever, which I could. This has been a great interview. I'm having a fantastic time. Was it the gas station episode that you spam? Because Jamal has some serious thoughts on spam, and I'd love to hear you guys talk about spam for a second.
Yes.
Yeah, I did a green eggs and spam dish. Yep.
Yes. So I'm a spam connoisseur. I grew up eating spam. I've had it many different ways. I've had it cold, I've had it hot, I've had it baked, I've had it steamed. I've had spam almost every single way you can have spam. I've had spam in a set. I've had spam just eating it out of the can before. Like they did in World War II. So when you made the comment that spam was not good, it hurt me. It hurt me to my core. So I said, wait a minute now. I've turned people on to spam in my life who've been like, spam's gross. And then they come in and I'm cooking it like spam and eggs. And they're like, what smells so good? And I'm like, well, it's spam.
I mean, I'll tell you what. My dish wasn't terribly well received by the judge. And I think I was being a little bit of a baby, and I was just pissed off in general because we were cooking food out of a gas station or convenience store. So like I think it was probably a combination of two of that. And I'm a huge spam fan, but like, you know, I know what spam tasted like, and I know what it is. It wasn't like there wasn't something wrong with the spam. It's like it's out of a can, right? You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
So it was like I think I was just acting out a little bit because the dish didn't turn out the way I wanted it to.
Hey, that's fair enough. Also, in a grocery store, you have a limited selection of, not in a grocery store, in a gas station, you have a limited selection of spam that they're going to carry. And that can's probably been there since the Reagan administration. So
probably.
when you go to a grocery store, you at least have a little bit of a variety of spam you can pick from.
What's the go-to brand for you?
Okay, so I'm either less sodium. So I haven't had spam in 3 years, and that's because I can afford to eat regular food now. But I either do less sodium spam or the 50% less fat spam. But if you do cook with the 50% less fat spam, you got to add fat to the skillet or something because it's just going to stick to your skillet. So it's like defeats the point. So
is there a spam cookbook out on the market?
There is. Yes, there is.
There is, really?
Oh my goodness, yes. There's a spam calendar. There's all kinds of things for spam.
Wow, because I would have said you were definitely qualified to be a contributor to that spam cookbook.
Well, I had the spam cookbook when I was younger. So.
Wow.
All right, I have one last question, then I'll let Reeves and Jamal ask one last question, and then we'll let you go. Of the universally accepted basic taste, which is your favorite? Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, or umami?
Sweet, sour, salty, bitter, umami. I'd probably say salty.
Okay.
I think salty. Definitely not sweet. Sour's a good one too, but one of those two.
Well, I don't have another question. This has been a great interview. Thanks for doing
I think it's been really great. Thank you so much for doing this.
My pleasure.
the last thing I would ask is, so we're still trying to figure out who should really run the show and host it. And it's kind of like an ongoing episode by episode thing of if it would be Brian or Jamal. Just based off of this interview, who do you think should be running the show and conducting the interviews?
Come on, what are you putting me on the spot for? What's the matter with you? You think I'm gonna give up the tapes that easy? Come on, you guys got a good thing going here. You don't need my opinion on that. What the hell? I don't know anything.
That's a good answer, and also
That's
spares Brian's feelings. So.
Yes, that's nice. Well, then that means the debate goes on, and we still have to keep figuring it out.
I think the debate should go on. I think there's quality banter, and everybody was well behaved, and there was no talking on top of each other.
Wow, that's really nice.
So it means Tom will be okay with this interview, because
I don't know. If I hose them too much, just edit that out. I don't want them to beat me up.
Okay.
No, this has been great. Tom's gonna love this. If you talk to him, send him a link to the podcast. And if the lawyers say anything about it not being the official Top Chef podcast, you let them know that it is, because you were on it, and that's before it's the official.
And then the podcast will disappear.
I think you guys will be all right.
All right. Yeah, we're not getting enough listens for anyone to come after us. Harold, thank you so much for your time. This has been I had a great time.
Yeah,
it was
great.
Cool. A lot of fun chatting with you guys.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna stop recording now. Harold, is there anything you need to plug or get off your chest? You want to talk about the debate a little? We'll give you 20 seconds. I won't cut your mic off.
I don't want to see you break out.
I appreciate that. All right, thanks again.
No problem. I'll talk to you guys. Have a good one.
Yeah. You too. Bye.